Hello everyone, Gary here from RCStreetWars and GK Systems Engineering, and today we're talking about Bearclaw. What is it? What does it do? How do you use it? Why do you want it? Well, what is it? It's a tire conditioner. What does this mean? It means that you apply it to a rubber tire and it penetrates the surface getting into the rubber, and it physically makes the tire more compliant to the road surface. This formula that we have here is actually more than 25 years old to me, and probably a little bit older to people in the professional racing community. We started using this in my professional racing career, in classes or on tires that raced in particular vehicles in certain classes, to soften the rubber to get an advantage over the competition, all right? Now, we had to be very careful when we were doing this because there are a lot of rules to most professional racing series. And one of the biggest things we cannot do is add adhesive substances, nothing with any kind of glue. This is a very similar substance to what is commonly applied to a racing surface, whether it's NASCAR or NHRA drag racing, go-kart racing, things like that. It's pretty common that they will apply some kind of adhesive traction promoting substance to the surface, but we can't penetrate that into the tire. So we had to formulate a petroleum compound that worked with rubber that would penetrate the rubber, make it softer, more compliant to the road surface. Essentially, what's happening is, if you look at the irregularities of, the asphalt or pavement, the little nooks and crannies, the tire would bite into that, or these would, we would say, hook their claws into the tire, hence the name Bearclaw. We would get this Bearclaw effect where the road is digging into the tire and the tire is pushing off the road surface, thereby improving acceleration. So that is what it does. Why do we want it? Well, on a lot of different racing series or a lot of different classes, there are rules to what can and cannot go on the tire. Now, a form of RC drag racing, for some topic we're talking about today, is true no prep or dry tire racing. What does that mean? It means that the tire, for the most part, is going to be like this without any kind of adhesive applied to the tire, and definitely no adhesive applied to the road. So to gain an advantage, or to gain the maximum potential out of your tires, we need to properly condition them so that they have the absolute maximum bite that they can. The second advantage is, and really the second necessity is, this is a maintenance item. If you think about it, we maintain our cars, we maintain our race cars, we clean them, we lubricate them, we oil our bearings, things like that. A rubber tire is a petroleum product, and it will naturally dry rot and get hard over time. Anyone who has an old car knows as the tire gets dry rot, and it starts to crack and it just doesn't work. So conditioning the tire is a necessary part of maintenance, just to maintain your investment in your tires, especially if you're buying high quality tires, but to give you the maximum performance that you can get. So once we have gone through the process, which we're going to demonstrate today, and this process is to start off by cleaning, conditioning, and then letting the tire rest, letting the conditioner work. I will tell you, the longer you can let the conditioner work, the better. Now, I am going to advise with a word of caution. This is not the same as other products you may have used or seen in the past. Do not, and I repeat, do not bag these while they're still wet. Do not put them in some kind of Ziploc bag or sealed bag or anything like that while they're still wet. They will not dry, okay? You need to clean them, condition them, put them down, and we're going to go over it, and let them dry. Now, I'll show you the right amount of dryness before you can put them in a bag. Essentially, we just don't want them wet on the surface. We don't want any kind of puddling or anything like that. And at that point, the best way to do it is to seal them up until you're ready to use them, and then clean before use, apply heat, whether that's through a heat band or some kind of heat gun, warmer, things like that. And at that point, if you're gonna run them no prep dry tire, you can just run them. And if you race in a particular racing series that allows prep or some kind of prep additive, that's the perfect time to then prep them and then do the rest of your normal prep procedure, okay? So that being said, let's get into going through one tire, and I'll show you what it looks like and we'll finish up on that. So you may have noticed I have the tire firmly mounted on a drill. Now I'm going to say this is the absolute preferred method for maximum performance. Can you modify this procedure a little bit and do it by hand and things like that? You can. I, again, can only give you the recommendation for absolute maximum performance. Now, you may be saying, how do I do this? Well, it's pretty common. A lot of places that sell parts for RC cars, things like that, have these adapters that will go on a drill, or in this case, this is a 1/4-inch quick change chuck. It can go on one of those types of drills, and it allows the wheel to bolt on, and you just screw it down. Their second option, and this is an option that is probably going to be free for most people, is you can use an axle from an old RC car. Now, this just happens to be the front axle off a Team Associated SC5M or a DR10. It's the same thing. It's a steel axle, and it's got a nice long shank on it. And you would just put it in the drill like this and push it through, put a nut on it, and it's on your drill. So, in my opinion, there's really no reason not to be able to find a way to do this. But if you can't, then you can do these by hand or on your car or things like that. But again, I have to give you the absolute preferred method. So this is a used tire, and we're going to condition it like we're getting ready for an event. So again, my absolute best recommendation is that you condition them before an event. The longer you do this, or the more time you have, the better. The longer it sits, the better. I am going to show you a process for doing some maintenance on race day, but let's start with getting ready to put the tires away. So I'm going to tell you a 100% cotton towel. Let's see if this comes up. I'm not sure if it will or not. But 100% cotton towel is preferred. Why a cotton towel? Because it has no synthetic fibers, right? When you're using things like microfibers and towels like that, synthetic fibers, they have plastics in them. And when you're doing this process, you can embed the plastics into the tire. And when you do that, you'll actually start to impregnate the tire with plastics, and the tire will become harder and it won't perform as well. So if your natural fibers, cotton fibers, can't go wrong there. Now, you may notice I have a squeezy bottle with some clear liquid in it. This is a substance called naphtha, which is commonly available at any hardware store or home improvement store, things like that. It's generally found in the paint section. It's essentially just some kind of solvent that is typically used with paint. But it's very good for cleaning tires. It's actually very good for cleaning the rubber tires. So what we want to do is apply some to our cotton rag, all right? Nice and generous there. And we're going to put our tire in our drill. Now you notice it's spinning this way. I will reverse it to spin away from me. I like this method because I'm right-handed and this is how I use it. But I want the tire to spin this way, and I'm going to apply the rag. Now, when you're applying the rag, we are going to do a medium to medium light pressure. We don't want to be drilling the rag into the tire. We don't want to damage the belt or the carcass or anything like that. But we are going to spin the tire. It's going to start off wet and it's going to start to dry and start grabbing the towel. When it starts grabbing the towel, that's the time we stop. So let's go ahead and do it. So you might notice right away that the tire gets wet immediately, and it gets wet from the naphtha that we sprayed into the rag. And now you can see pretty quickly it's just starting to dry. And we're going to go until it starts grabbing the tire. A nice side-to-side motion working the rag into the tire is recommended. Now you can feel it starting to grab. You can hear the drill start to change its pitch. Oh, there it goes. That's it. Oh, and the tire is warm to the touch. That's what we want. At this point, we're going to grab our Bearclaw. And like with anything, you want to shake it up nicely. And all that's needed is one, and for this I'll slow the drill down, one swipe. You're going to go here and then back. And that's it. And then we're going to put our... Now, at this point, I'm going to tell you, this is what you're going to do with the tire. You're going to take the tire and you're going to lay it down flat, just like this, on a towel, all right? And here is where you're going to let it just dry. And at that point, you're going to grab your next tire, you'll do your next tire, and you'll set it down and let it dry. Matter of fact, I want to show everyone, this is the exact tire I was using in Georgia when we set the record. And I want everyone to examine this tire. This is what it looks like when it comes off the track. As a matter of fact, I knew I was making this video, so I purposely put this tire in a Ziploc bag. I haven't opened it until now, and it was just for this purpose. I want to show you what it looks like. It's kind of got some sand on it, and you can tell that it's slippery, all right? This is what's going to happen. As you use the tires, sand and other debris on the road is going to get embedded in the tires. Now, this is important because I want you to see how my glove is moving over the tire, all right? But this is exactly what it looks like. But this is also why we need to clean it in between every run. Every time we run, we have to at least clean with naphtha. If you do nothing else, if you run no prep dry tire, clean it, heat it, and run, all right? So this is gonna dry, and what we're gonna do now is pretend that we're ready. This is a tire that I did a little bit earlier. We're gonna pretend that it's ready to go, and we're starting to get ready for use. So remember, the process is clean, condition, clean. So at this point, I'll put it back on the drill. And secure it to the adapter. Again, however you do this is fine. All right. And I'll put it back to high speed. And now I'm going to do the same procedure. I'm going to apply the naphtha and high speed. And I'm going to do it until it gets dry and starts to grab the rag again. The conditioner is a true conditioner. It's there to condition the tire. We do not want it on the surface of the tire when we're racing. We don't want to contaminate the tire with the conditioner on it. So we want to get anything that's on the surface off. You can hear the drill starting to slow down. Okay, so, yeah, nice and hot, and you can see I have a hard time moving my glove across it as opposed to the used tire. And then when you're done, this is what it should look like, all right? So at this point, you can mount the, if you are going to run this no prep dry tire, you are done. you mount it on your car. I highly recommend tire warmers, to ones that wrap around the tire, and you maintain a tire temperature all the way up until you're ready to run. If you don't use tire warmers, what I would recommend is the same thing. Get a 100% cotton or some natural fiber rug, or you can get something like this and maybe staple it to a piece of wood or whatnot. And you do your burnout on natural fibers. Do not do your burnout on artificial carpets. Carpets have plastic in them. You will embed the plastic in the tire. You definitely don't want to do that. Now, if at this point you run Prep, one of your favorites, Get Stuck seems to be super popular. I like this a lot. I also like Red Monster products. Actually, I like these a lot. But at this point is when you can do your normal prep routine. You can apply the prep to your tires, and whatever you do, you heat them, you don't heat them, you apply your coats. The tire is ready to receive that. So whatever form of racing you do, whether it's true no prep dry tire, or you're going to run some kind of prep or run on a prep surface, the tire is now prepared. This is the most important thing. We want to prepare the tire, okay? We want to prepare the tire so it has absolutely the most grip, the most bite it can, and we want to make it so, it's hard to tell in the video, but the tire is just so soft right now. We want to make it so that the road surface is digging into the tire is digging into the road, and as it spins, it's literally pushing off those imperfections in the road and assisting in accelerating you. Now, I will tell you, I recommend at least 15 minutes. So here's the tire we just did, and I'm going to show you, it's fairly cold in here today, but it's just starting to soak into the surface. You can kind of see a little bit of differences where it's like shiny, and here it's definitely wet. When the tire gets to be like it is right here on the edges, that's when it's okay to bag it, if at this point you're going to bag it, all right? But let's pretend this is race day, you want to condition your tires, you want to get a little bit more grip out of them, and you just didn't pay attention to the time. You got to start getting ready to go. Your tires look like this. That's okay. What you're going to do at this point is apply it back on your tool. Okay? And you're going to take the same rag you were using with the naphtha, but just find a drier spot. And you will burn this into the tire. Again, applying a medium to a medium light pressure. And and you can feel that it's trying to grip the rag pretty hard right now. So we're just going to try to, you got to be careful, it wants to grab the rag, but we just want to burn it into the tire, and that's what it'll look like. Okay, now you can see that the tire has like a wetness to it, but it's not wet. If I run my finger across it, you don't see any real changes. But at this point, this is how the tires should look when you bag them. But if you're getting ready to race, this is how you will then do the last cleaning process. Remember, it's clean, condition, clean. And we're going to just get that stuff off the surface. And there you go. Now, this tire is starting to get super grabby, all right? It needs a little heat. At this point is when it needs heat, and you get it ready to race, all right? So, like I said, the longer you can leave it, the better. 15 minutes is good. I will tell you, if wherever you are, if it's sunny, you got a sunny day, you put them out in the sun, it's going to be absolutely amazing. But if you get them to here and you start applying heat, or you just let them air dry until you get to the line, and you're burn out on some kind of natural fiber, that's going to be amazing. That's going to give you your maximum grip that you can get. It's going to prepare the tires. Like I said, we do need this. This is not a 60-second process. There's a lot of other products that are out there that are very quick product because they're made with a lot of solvents. They're made with a lot of agents that actually dry out the tire. Again, that's some, not all, but there are a lot out there that sometimes do more harm than good. So that's not this product. This is a true tire conditioner that is meant to work on a brand new tire, especially brand new. You should be applying this right after you've given your tires the glue time to dry, and get them to where they're dry, bag them up. All right, I can't stress this enough. You start with the tire brand new, you are never going to have a problem with your tires. They're going to wear amazing. They're going to feel amazing. And if you keep this up, you will maintain the tires, and they will stay working better, longer, and you're going to have more grip, more use out of the tire. You're going to have better use out of your investment. And just in the time now, it's really, starting to, you can hear it sticking to my glove. Now, one thing I do want to mention is there was a lot of controversy, and at the end of this video, I'm going to roll into a video that I did about a month ago. And the reason I did that video a month ago, it was a whole big blow up about some people sneaking some types of adhesives into their formula, their mix, things like that. And it made everybody insane. But I want to show everyone, we just did this tire, and I can roll it on the towel. I don't pick up anything, and I have no pickup on the tire. There is no adhesive, there's no sugars, there's no glue, there's nothing in this, just a formula that is old. It's been around a long time. Like I said, everyone that in my racing circle has had access to these, agents and whatnot, and we just keep making it better. We work on it. So these are the things that you probably read about in the books about the secrets that people had, and this is one of them. So we're bringing it to you guys. All right, truth be told, I actually didn't want to sell this product. It worked so good, I didn't want to sell it. I caught a lot of flack for people, saying, "Oh, well, you got this really awesome tire sauce and you don't give it to anyone. You just use it yourself," and things like that. And yeah, okay, you know what? They were right. And that's why it is the exact same formula. It's everything I use. But truth is, I didn't really want to sell it. It works that good. I didn't want to sell it, and I've been using it for a while. Matter of fact, I've been using it longer than you probably realize in this video. For any of you who know me out there, know that I used to have a full ready-to-run tire business where I sold these DE Street Outlaw tires that were mounted, pre-broken in, and pre-conditioned. You guys can go back in my history. Maybe I'll cook up some links. But all the way up to the very first King of the Streets, people were using them. By the second King of the Streets, heck, I was next day airing those tires to people's hotel rooms just so they can use them at the event when they saw somebody else's tires, just how good they were. So this is not new. It's not new for us. We just never sold it. When we sold the tires were preconditioned, and we would let the tires sit for a little more than 24 hours before we bagged them and shipped them out. We did everything by hand. But we are now making this available for anyone who wants to buy it and use it. That's why I'm making this video, so you can see the proper way to use it. Remember, guys, it is clean, condition. The longer they sit, the better. All right, even after the second cleaning, giving it just a little bit of time, the tire just gets better and better and better. This is a product that the longer it stays, the better it gets. All right, it actually does not dry out. It just continues to get better as it works into the rubber. All right, that being said, I alluded to something earlier with the blow up of controversy. At the end of this video, I'm going to just splice in this video I made about a month ago where I showed what a brand new set of tires looked like after I conditioned them and let them sit for a little bit more than 24 hours and how amazing it was. I'm going to tell you the quality of what came out. It just came out so good I didn't really see the need to do it again. So it might be a little bit out of context just because of how I pick up the video, but it's just there to demonstrate what a whole bunch of tires that were brand new and they sat for the appropriate amount of time to absolute maximize performance, just how good they came out. So I'm going to splice this into the end of this video. If anyone has any questions for us, feel free to drop us a line. You can, I always pick up the phone. You can call us, email, text message, whatever. RCStreetWars.com under the product section, traction compound is where you can find this. RCStreetWars.com will have all of our products that we sell. Also, if you visit our blog, that's rcstreetwars.com/blog, or you can just navigate to the blog. We have tons of tech info up there, so much useful information that we just give away for free. Anyone who knows us, we give away the best information for free. We don't charge for it. I just want people to have it so you guys can race better and have more luck at the track. And at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer, and this is part of my decision. I'm a firm believer in this notion that you're only as good as your best competitor. We need the competition to get better so that we can get better, because that's the bar, right? If you're at the top, right, you have to only set the bar higher, but you can only be as good as your best competitor. So if you're here and they're here, right, you can be here or, maybe here, but we need this to happen. And when that happens, we all get better. How many of you out there are part of a group where one guy started going faster, and next thing you know, everyone started going faster? That's what we want. That's why I'm making this available. That's why I provide all this information for everyone for free, because I really believe that as the competition gets better, you're going to get better. So please visit RCStreetWars.com. Product section, you can find this, the blog section, tech info. And you got any questions, comments, or anything, feel free to drop us a line. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Anyway, have a great day. Have fun at the races. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Hope to help everyone out.